Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to introduce the Aeropace Troop 124 to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Detail. Post. Detail. Halt. Left. Face. Present. Arms. Order. Arms. Right. Face. Forward. March. Good evening, everyone. Please remain standing while Ms. Anna Marie Scheidmantel leads us in the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now you may be seated. Oh, wait, no, stand back up. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2019 Oath of Office ceremony for the newly elected and re-elected members of the Rochester Hills City Council and the mayor of the office of the mayor of the city of Rochester Hills. Mayor Barnett, Clerk Barton, Deputy Clerk Scott, City Attorney John Starren, my fellow city council members. I see Representative Mike Weber here with us this evening. Any other elected officials that are out there, welcome and thank you for joining us this evening. It's been my great honor to serve as the president of the Rochester Hills City Council, and I hope I've represented the council well and have fully met the expectations of my colleagues. Running for public office, subjecting oneself to the scrutiny and approval of the voting public is an honorable and meaningful endeavor. If you are actually elected, the degree of scrutiny and judgment all of a sudden expands beyond the non-voting, to include the non-voting public as well. Back in 2017, I forwarded an article by the New York Times columnist David Brooks to my council colleagues called "The Governing Cancer of Our Times." In that article, Mr. Brooks writes, "Politics is an activity in which you recognize the simultaneous existence of different groups, interests, and opinions. You follow a set of rules, which will be laid out in the oath of office you'll take later on. So you follow a set of rules to help you reach compromises in a way everybody considers legitimate." That last part may be a bit too optimistic, but that's our goal. The downside of politics is that people never really get everything they want. Therefore, in this business, disappointment is normal. In 2017, behavioral economist Richard Thaler won a Nobel Prize for demonstrating that people don't always behave rationally. It was columnist George Will who, during the 2016 presidential campaign, wrote that people cannot be reasoned out of a position that they were never reasoned into. Therefore, in politics, disappointment is normal. Mayor Barnett and the newly elected council members, tonight you will each raise your right hand and solemnly swear to support and defend, to follow a set of rules that will help you reach compromises in a way that everybody considers legitimate. That is the oath of office you'll be taking. That is the job, a job where disappointment is normal. That said, there is still time to change your mind. No, all right, you're in. Lock the doors. So let's continue. It's my great pleasure right now to invite up our city clerk, Ms. Tina Barton, and Mayor Brian Barnett.
Thank you all for coming tonight. First, I'm going to swear in Mayor Barnett. He's going to say some comments, and then we will ask the city council members that will be coming into office to come up, and I will swear them in, and then they will each go through their comments. Ready? Again. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan
and the Constitution of the State of Michigan
and the Charter of the City of Rochester Hills,
and the Charter of the City of Rochester Hills,
and I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of mayor
and I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of mayor
in and for the City of Rochester Hills,
in and for the City of Rochester Hills,
Oakland County, Michigan,
Oakland County, Michigan,
conducting myself in a manner
conducting myself in a manner
designed to maintain the integrity of my office
designed to maintain the integrity of my office
and the honor of the City of Rochester Hills,
and the honor of the City of Rochester Hills,
according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Congratulations.
President Tisdall, Vice President Merida, members of the City Council, esteemed guests, friends, family, and residents of Rochester Hills, welcome. And a special welcome and congratulations to newly elected City Council members Dr. Susan Boyer, Dale Hetrick, Dave Walker, Teresa Mangioli, and David Blair. It is my extreme pleasure to be here today and to be standing before you as the re-elected mayor of the city of Rochester Hills. I must tell you that this is still the face of someone who is living their dream. You know, every day that I've woken up since I was given this privilege to serve as mayor on April 13th of 2006 has been an absolute adventure. An adventure that I've enjoyed sharing with so many of you along the way. I have been blessed far beyond what I deserve in life, and I recognize that serving in public office has given me an incredible platform from which I hope I've been able to make a difference in my community. And while it is an honor to be America's mayor, it is my passion, my heartbeat, and my highest honor to be your mayor here in Rochester Hills. As I was thinking about my remarks this evening, I was immediately drawn to the career of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. FDR, of course, was the only American president to deliver 4 inauguration speeches in American history. Perhaps his best-known quote may be one that gets the most applause this evening. FDR was asked about the secret of a good speech, to which he responded, "Be sincere, be brief, and then be seated." Strong words of wisdom which I will completely ignore this evening. Strong words which I will try and heed this evening. I'll note that he started with being sincere. Let me assure you that I am sincere in my understanding of the incredible responsibility of the position that I hold. Being the mayor of a city or the member of a city council means much more than simply holding a title. A good leader is encouraging to those who may be struggling, inspiring to those who may feel disenfranchised, inviting to those who may feel left out. A good leader convenes different opinions and values everyone's contribution. A good leader listens to the voices in the community, whether they are screaming at them or whether they are just a faint whisper. A good leader represents the constituents with integrity and honor. And I'm humbled that so many in our community have looked and will continue to look to this city's elected leadership for encouragement, innovation, integrity, and civic pride. Residents want to be proud of the community they call home, and they expect local leadership to deliver on that promise. While I'm excited to work with this new city council and will strive to honor that commitment our residents so richly deserve. Equally, I understand the tremendous responsibility to not only represent a diverse base of residents, but to also support an equally diverse and talented team of employees. FDR also said, "I'm not the smartest fellow in the world, but I sure pick smart colleagues," and I couldn't agree more. One of the most rewarding aspects of this responsibility is the privilege to work with some of the very best and brightest professionals on the planet. Truly experts in their fields and committed to delivering the very best in customer service. Around here, you must know that we don't compare ourselves to Troy or Orion Township or Livonia. We compare ourselves to Amazon, to Disney, to Nordstrom, or maybe now Von Maur, because we know that that's the level of customer service that our residents expect and deserve. Let me be clear. The reason we have enjoyed such phenomenal success, whether it's being the safest city in Michigan or the 6th safest place to live anywhere between the Atlantic and the Pacific, being the #1 state to raise a family in the state of Michigan, #1 city, I should say, having the top-ranked fleet department, elections team, fire department, financial team, building department, economic development team, among many others, all of this and all of the other recognitions and awards are directly attributable to the men and women who wear the Rochester Hills badge, and they tonight deserve a round of applause. So to the team members here, thank you for your commitment to our cause and for your personal commitment, support, and friendship with me. I am grateful for it and incredibly excited to continue our work together and appreciate the privilege of serving on your team. And while on the topic of teamwork, let me offer my sincere thanks to my family, friends, and supporters. First to my family, to Corinne, Kenneth, and Tristan. Nobody understands what elected life is like more than you three. The tremendous public highs and the occasional private lows. We celebrate the accolades and kind words often given in public and support each other over the occasional hurtful social media posts delivered in private. I know that each of the three of you have sacrificed much for me to be successful in this endeavor, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. We've come a long way since I was first elected. From Corinne holding Tristan at my first swearing-in ceremony because he couldn't yet walk, to Kenneth driving us here tonight. There have been so many memorable moments and funny stories shared together only with the three of you, and I can't imagine doing this without you. So to Corinne, Kenneth, and Tristan, thank you for being so incredibly supportive and for sharing me with our community. I love you guys. Thank you. And to my mom, John, grandma, brothers, sister, in-laws, uncles, aunts, cousins, and extended family, thanks for continuing to stick by me for this incredible journey. I'm proud of my family, even my brother Chris. And I hope that I make all of you proud of me as well. You know, many people ask me, why are you campaigning, Mayor, when you didn't have an opponent until very late in the election? And to me, the answer was simple. I wanted people to know how much I cared about this job, how important it was that I stay connected to our community, and what a privilege it is to serve as mayor. That's why I told our team we would run hard right through the finish line, asking for every vote and promising not to sit on past accomplishments. Well, we did exactly that, and I want to thank my campaign manager, Lynn Vitrano, Patrick Myers, Patrick Myers and the Strategy Works team, and our hundreds and hundreds of volunteers and supporters over the last 6 months. What we have done here, team, is nothing short of historic in our state. Winning 2 write-in contests in a major citywide election is simply unheard of even nationally. And now in 4 citywide mayoral contests, our team has been blessed to win 123 of 128 precincts, or 95% of the city over the last 12 years. All of that credit goes to an amazing team of hardworking, passionate volunteers and some equally passionate supporters. To my friends, supporters, and campaign team, thank you for your tireless encouragement. And finally, to the residents of Rochester Hills who have once again placed a tremendous responsibility and trust in me, I humbly thank you and pledge to honor that trust. Earlier this week, I had the great fortune to lead a delegation of mayors to South Africa. A significant part of our experience was a visit to Robben Island. Robben Island is, of course, where Nelson Mandela was held for 27 years before his release and ultimate rise to the presidency of his nation. While many are frustrated by the divisiveness of American politics today, there was no comparison to the challenges that he faced leading South Africa in the hours, days, and years after apartheid fell. Near the end of his life, he was asked about his accomplishments. He said this: "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived, it is what difference we have made to the lives of others." And isn't that true? It's not merely enough to live, but rather to make a difference. Similarly, it's not merely enough to win an election unless you plan to make a difference. While I'm incredibly proud of what we've accomplished together, I am driven by what more there is to do. Whether it's the completion of Innovation Hills, Michigan's coolest new place to play, maintaining our nationally recognized commitment to public safety, or our statewide financial leadership status, or simply continuing our efforts to make sure everyone in this city has an equal shot at an exceptional quality of life, our job is not finished. Working together with our new council and our incredible city employees, we have much to do and much to accomplish. President Roosevelt said, "We've always held to the hope, the belief, the conviction that there is a better life, a better world beyond the horizon." We have achieved so much here in Rochester Hills, but I promise you, we will not be complacent. The promise of the future and the challenge of the horizon is what inspires us to think and to dream beyond our current reach. Friends, tonight, with the strong support of the community and a mandate from our residents, I recommit my efforts to and those of our team to keep our city the symbol of leadership, integrity, and innovation. We will keep Rochester Hills the model of effective and efficient government, and we will not stop in our quest to remain the undisputed, preeminent place to live, to work, and to raise your family. It remains my incredible pleasure to continue my service as the mayor of the greatest city on the planet. May God bless all of you, and may God continue to bless the city of Rochester Hills. Thank you.
Now, at this time, I'd like to call back Clerk Tina Barton, City Clerk Tina Barton. And the newly elected and re-elected members of the City Council to be sworn in: Mr. Dale Hetrick at large, Ms. Teresa Mangioli at large, Mr. David Walker at large, Mr. David Blair, District 2, and Dr. Susan Boyer, District 3.
Congratulations to all of you. I'm going to read the oath, have you repeat it after me, and when it comes to the point where we're going to say what your office is, for each of you to say the office that you will be taking, so whether that be council member at large or District 3, that you would say that at that time. Everyone clear? All right, if you want to raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of this state
and the Constitution of this state
and the Charter of the City of Rochester Hills,
and the Charter of the City of Rochester Hills,
and I will faithfully perform the duties
and I will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of
the office of City Council at large
in and for the City of Rochester Hills,
in and for the City of Rochester Hills,
Oakland County, Michigan,
Oakland County, Michigan,
conducting myself in a manner
conducting myself in a manner
designed to maintain the integrity of the office
designed to maintain the integrity of the office
and the honor of the City of Rochester Hills,
and the honor of the City of Rochester Hills,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. And the first remarks this evening will be given by Councilman Dale Hetrick.
Well, thank you all for attending tonight's swearing-in ceremony. It means a lot to me to know that our community cares about the City of Rochester Hills. Before I begin my prepared remarks, there are a few people I do want to recognize. The folks who ran for office and were not elected did a terrific job, ladies and gentlemen. They ran an ethical campaign, a very determined campaign, and they worked very, very hard. They demonstrated that they had a passion for our city, and I want to recognize those people. Sharon Pizzuti, Jeff Duperrin, Kari Mason, and Ryan Smith. And I also want to take a moment just to say thanks to our two departing members. Jim Kubicina, who is not here this evening, was the person who sat right next to me through 4 years of city council. And Jim would always take very passionate views of the issues regarding the city, and I thought that was something that was important. That was something that he took very much pride in. He also took a lot of pride in telling us about the upcoming OPC events, which I always told him, could you make your slides from 3 to 1? And also to Mark Tisdale, who did a terrific job, ladies and gentlemen, of running our council meetings to make sure we were efficient, make sure we are on time. And I see that Clerk Barton is next to him, making sure that he does the right thing when it comes to our votes. Now, my remarks tonight are about us. Effective government is about we not me. I believe that government is a we business, and it starts with family. I would not be here without the support of my family, my wife Terry, and my mom Jackie. They're always 100% behind me, even walking door to door, helping at fundraisers. You guys are the best, and I love you. When I was a boy, my grandfather ran for county commissioner in Florida. And seeing his work, even at a very young age, started my interest in government really being about us, because that's how he ran his campaigns. That's how he acted as a county commissioner in Florida. Another element of government as a we business are the hundreds of people who supported my campaign for city council. The people who walked door to door, talked to neighbors, sent emails, made phone calls, or chose to contribute $1 or $2. They did so because they believed and trusted that I would do the right thing for the citizens, the members, and the guests and the residents and neighbors of Rochester Hills. If it weren't for those outstanding people, I would not be here today. All of those great folks willing to take action on my behalf illustrates getting here is about we, not me. And I sincerely thank everyone who supported me during this campaign. A third, and the most important part of government as a we business, is you. The people of Rochester Hills vote for the candidates that they believe best represent their views and the views of their neighbors. And you chose me to be your city council member at large. The Charter of Rochester Hills states that my primary duty is to provide for the health, safety, and welfare of residents. There's no better illustration of government as a we rather than a me business than the Charter. I'm proud that you invested your time to vote on November 5th, and honored you chose me to be one of your city council members at large. Rochester Hills is blessed to have a city council that works together to advance our mission to make our city the preeminent place to live, work, and raise a family. And I promise you, I will continue to work to make our city better for us. I will act on the principles of government that place a priority on you. I'm blessed to be back for a second term, striving for Rochester Hills to be the safest city in the country. Continuing to improve our city's infrastructure, assuring Rochester Hills' financial condition is always positive, and completing innovative projects like Innovation Hills and the Auburn Corridor. That's the business of we, and I'm fully committed to it. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Teresa Mangioli, newly elected councilman, and glad to be in this very austere group. So thank you very much for the votes. When I got the numerous emails about remarks for this evening, there was no mention of time in the length. And my friend Jim and I both know how dangerous it is to give a microphone to a politician without giving them a time limit. So I will try and keep my remarks maybe as brief as Mr. Hetrick's, maybe not as long as Mr. Barnett's, but hopefully to show my sincere appreciation for being in this position. First, I need to thank my husband, Vince. We've been married for 40 years this year. 32 years we have lived here in Rochester Hills, and for 30 years we have been involved in community organizations and political activities. Little did he know when he took me to my first door some 28 years ago that to knock on a door for my first city council or my school board race, that it would be the start of what has now brought us to here. You have been my rock. You are my partner, my best friend, my sounding board, the person who has kicked me when I needed to be, held me when I also needed it, and I appreciate everything that you have done and that you are willing to support my passion for community service. Thank you so much. I want to thank my family and friends. It means so much to have a core group of people who mean so much, who are willing to support me through thick and thin, who've been there through every battle, through every victory, and I can't tell you how much it means to know that I can count on you when I need you most. Thank you so much. You're an amazing and truly special group of people for me. I need to thank my children who are not here. They're home watching someplace in the other states that they have moved to over the years. And just think, kids, in 4 years, there'll be a chance for you to go get more Dairy Queen ice cream when we go knocking doors. Old habit, every time they knocked doors with me, it would be the bribe was to go get Dairy Queen when we were done. It worked when they were 5, 7, and 9, and it still works in their 30s. I want to thank Anthony. Where'd Anthony go? Anthony and Cameron and Joanne and the rest of my campaign team for all the fabulous work they did. Bringing your expertise, your time, your data management, and also that, hey, how are you doing phone call, which meant so much on those times when I needed it. So thank you very much for all of the work that you did and for making today possible. I have to thank the people that aren't here. For my mom, for Pam, for Teresa. You were my role models. You taught me what it was to love, to be a community servant, to have a deep faith, and know that when you're doing the right thing, you'll feel it in your gut, and when you're not, you need to back away. They're not here with me today, but they're here with me always. So thank you. I want to thank the voters. I want to thank them for their vote and for giving me the right to be here tonight. And I will work for the next 4 years to earn and deserve your support, now and going forward. For those that I met, I always told you to hold on to my campaign card because it had my cell phone number on it, and to hold on to it because if I was lucky enough to be elected, you'd know how to get a hold of me. So please don't throw away that card, and please feel free to contact me anytime you have questions about what's going on in the city or providing ideas on how we can do things better. As I stand in this room and I look at the leaders from the past of the last 35 years, and the almost 200 years of history, I realize I'm standing in the footsteps of our forefathers. Our city has a wonderful history. It has dealt with many items throughout that history. Challenges are solutions that with courage and innovation, we can find a way to address them. Opportunities are possibilities that with vision and leadership, we can take them going forward into the future. I look forward to working with this City Council to deal with the challenges, to make those opportunities a reality, and to continue to work with our mayor and the city administration here as well to keep Rochester Hills the preeminent city that it is, and that we will all continue to call it our home. Thank you very much.
Brian height. Can I move these? You can hear me okay? State your name. I state your name. My name is David Walker. And after tonight, I am happy to report that I will no longer be the new guy on City Council. Isn't that nice? Ryan Deal was the new guy until I showed up. Well, with that, I'd like to congratulate the 2 new council members, David Blair and Teresa Mangioli. Congratulations. And to my fellow returning council members, Dr. Susan Boyer and Dale Hetrick, congratulations as well. I'd also like to congratulate the mayor for a dominant victory. Congratulations, Mayor. The city is a better place.
The city is a better place because of your leadership. You are the right person in the right place at the right time. You serve the city well. I look forward to working with all of you. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the two outgoing council members, Mark Tisdale and Jim Kubicina. As a new member of council, I was welcomed by both of you, and both of you provided guidance and leadership that was invaluable. Thank you both. You will be missed. I want to take a moment and let you know how I got here. Some of you know that I was appointed to council last December when a member resigned. When I first heard about the opportunity, I said, that's not for me. I'm too busy with work and life. Let someone else fill that seat. But after thinking about it a while, I said, why not me? If not me, then who? I've lived in this city for 32 years, but for the first 20 years, I just lived here. I would commute back and forth to my job in Southfield and then Livonia, and then putz around the house on the weekends, never really living in the city. Then about 12 years ago, through a career change, I started to get involved. I joined the Chamber of Commerce. I became an ambassador volunteer with the Chamber. I went through the Greater Rochester Leadership Program, which opened my eyes to this community that I lived in, and it challenged me to get involved. The program's goal is to help develop skills of emerging leaders from across the community and provides participants with an opportunity to meet local elected officials and community leaders to gain insight into the region's unique history, activities, and economy. The 9-month program was a gateway to involvement and making connections in the greater Rochester area. I then accepted a position on the board of directors with the Chamber, served for 8 years. I was chair in 2015, where we formed the Chamber Foundation, which I still serve on as a board member. Through those relationships, I've been a part of the welcoming nearly 500 businesses into our area, celebrating grand openings and other milestones. I started to appreciate this amazing community and all the amenities that it has to offer. The parks, the paths, the trailways that make it unique and provide a lifestyle that is desirable and should be preserved and enhanced. Finally, I started to feel like I was living in this community. It is an amazing city and one that I will proudly represent with honor and dignity. I want to thank my family for their support, my wife Kelly, my daughter Samantha. And all of those of you who voted for me, I am honored and humbled by your support. I love this city, and I am proud to serve for as long as you will have me. May God bless you, and may God bless the city of Rochester Hills. Thank you.
I've got my notes electronic here, so. I suppose the first thanks is to my wife, Nicole, who's here. She's been my cheerleader throughout this whole process, and I couldn't do it without your support. And the whole Blair family. The kids aren't here, but they were licking stamps and putting stuff in envelopes. They were a great help. I was really sad to hear from Ryan, though, that being elected to council does absolutely nothing to elevate your status in your own household, so that's a real bummer. I do want to thank Maggie Bobbitz, who's here, in the Chamber of Commerce. That's what really lit my fire and my interest in city government, so thank you. I also want to thank some great mentors that I've had throughout this process, certainly Mayor Barnett, Councilman Deal, and Council President Mark Tisdale have been really helpful throughout this whole endeavor, and I thank you guys very much for all the support and all the phone calls, so appreciate it. My publicist, Andrea Walker, she was very helpful with my social media campaign, my literature, thank you very much. And of course, all the voters and contributors and supporters, I mean, there's too many to thank, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It's a bittersweet victory, though. I want to pay a special attention to Sharon Pizzuti, who's here, and Sharon, I'm so sorry we couldn't get you over the finish line. Sharon and I campaigned relentlessly for one another, and it was a lot of fun. It was hard work. Sharon is so passionate, and I certainly hope to work with you going forward, but I really appreciate all your help. Thank you.
For the remaining 20 minutes of my remarks, I want to touch on some of the commitments that I made throughout the campaign. My commitments read, maintaining the character of Rochester Hills, protecting the city's aesthetics as business and infrastructure expands, continuing to make Rochester Hills a welcoming and safe community for all residents, and maintaining our standard of excellence in planning and community operations. What about that first one? Maintaining the character of Rochester Hills. What does that mean? A lot of people asked me that when I was campaigning and they were looking at my literature, and I explained it to a lot of people, and I got really good at answering that question. I'll tell you what it means. It's the people that make this city great, and I don't just mean the residents. I mean the city employees, our firefighters, our teachers, our school lunch people. Everybody makes this city great. We all put money in the prize. We all have skin in the game. And boy, do we have a lot to show for our efforts. We're so blessed to have such an incredible community. Great schools, thriving businesses, low unemployment. I could go on and on with all the great things about Rochester Hills. Ladies and gentlemen, we're blessed. We really are blessed. We're blessed, and we're grateful, and we're proud of all we've worked to achieve. But if we become complacent, if we begin to act or feel entitled or deserving of these great things, that's the moment that the character of this community begins to erode. And I pledge to you, as your elected councilman, I will fight to make sure that never happens, if within my power to prevent. May God bless the city of Rochester Hills. Thank you for your votes. I look forward to serving on council. Take care.
Well, good evening. I think I will be faster than all of them. My speech is really short, and then when I'm up here, I get nervous. It'll probably be even shorter. But I want to give a big thank you to all the residents who took the time to vote, because they care about the direction that our city's going and who guides it and provides its leadership. Because of the voters and the residents of Rochester Hills is a great place to live, work, and raise a family. I appreciate all the support that I've received over the past 4 years from the residents, the city staff, and my fellow council members. It has been an incredible learning experience for me, though challenging at times. I did not realize how limited our role really is. We are indeed a city that is ruled by laws, as our attorneys are often reminding us. In addition, to get support for an idea, you have to get 3 like-minded city council members. And let me tell you, that can be extremely challenging. Our local city council is made up of members representing a wide variety of knowledge, skills, and abilities. Because of this diversity, we respect and are respectful of each other while working towards the common goal of what is great for Rochester Hills. We accomplish so much because of the able leadership of Mayor Brian Barnett, the great city directors, and all the employees here in Rochester Hills. Thank you, one and all. It has been an honor to serve the Rochester City Council. I look forward to continuing to represent you, to protect and preserve our natural spaces for our future generations. Thank you to my family. My parents decided to stay in Florida and not come up for this. But my son and my future daughter-in-law, Michael and Erica, are here with me today, and I really appreciate all the support that both of you have given me. I also want to thank Andrea Walker, who the publicist that I had, Walker Publicity, that really helped me in the beginning to get a strong campaign going. Thank you to the current council members, Vice President Stephanie Morita, Councilman Ryan Deal, to our recently re-elected council members, Dale Walker, Dale Hetrick, Dave Walker. Congratulations to Mayor Barnett on winning another second unprecedented writing campaign. And I want to give an enthusiastic welcome to Teresa Mangioli and David Blair. And I say a fond farewell to Mark Tisdall and Jim Kubicina. May the winds of politics never leave you speechless. I'm so excited to be part of this team, and I thank you very much for your vote of confidence. Thank you.
All right. Well, again, thank you, Clerk Barton, for administering the oaths of office this evening. Congratulations, Mayor Barnett. Dale, Teresa, the Davids, Walker and Blair, and Susan, Dr. Brown. Boyer, I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. I feel terrible. That's for whatever reason, I've referred to her as Dr. Brown for about 6 years. So just a couple of parting thoughts for me. Earlier I quoted, earlier I quoted New York Times columnist David Brooks. I'm going to quote him again. All an elected official owes their constituents is respect. Really, that's it. Above all else, you must treat the residents of your district and our city with respect. Second, former American Enterprise Institute President Arthur Brooks wrote a book titled Disagree Better, Not Less. He gave us 3 simple rules for disagreeing better. Never try to insult someone into agreement. Remember, our job here is to treat our constituents with respect. Never assume the motives of another person. Our public comment rules don't allow people to get up and speculate on motives. We need to provide that same degree of respect for our constituents. And 3, use your values as a gift and not as a weapon. You can't start from a self-appointed position of superiority. Serving as this council president has been one of the highest achievements of my life. Thank you for placing your trust in me. Thank you for your support. And thank you for the opportunity to serve. Now, the best part of the evening, the Oakland University Gold Brass will play us out into the foyer for refreshments and friendship. Thank you and good evening.